Today we're going to start talking about using our decimal cubes to explain percent or to figure out percents. So a couple things we need to know is that the cube represents 100%. Let me write that down. This cube represents 100% or the whole thing, right? The value of this cube is 180. Okay? 100% of the people enrolled in the school is 180, just to let you see how the numbers work. All right? So we're going to start working with this and use it to help us figure out percents, and in the next couple of videos, figure out the part, figure out the whole. So right now, we're trying to figure out these issues: 30% of 180, 7% of 180, 108% of 180, and 210% of 180. To do that, we need to figure out two things. We have to figure out the value of a column, and then we have to figure out the value of a unit. If the whole thing is worth 180, and there are 10 columns, each column is 1/10 of that, or the value of each column is 18. And just to make sure we remember, 180 divided by 10. But the 18 is the important thing, right? If this column equals 18, right? How much does one little square equal? We're going to do the same thing. We're going to do 18 divided by 10, or again, we're going to move the decimal, so each little individual unit is worth 1.8 people, since we said it was people enrolled in the school at first. All right, I'm going to erase this little 18. Once we figured that out, basically we're set to go. We've done the hard part, and now we're just going to use those values to figure out the answer. All right, so 30%. Let's color it in. 30% is 3 complete columns. Okay? So I have 30% of the chart colored. What's the value of that 30%? Well, I know that this column is worth 18, and this column is worth 18, and this column is worth 18. So I would just have to do 18 times 3, which you can use your paper and pencil or your calculator. But the answer is 54. As long as you know the value of one column and one block, you can figure out anything you need to know. Right? Let's erase, let's change the coloring here. Unshade. Now we want to shade in 7%. It means I'm going to shade in 7 blocks. What am I going to use to figure this one out? Well, I don't want to use the 18 because that's for the whole column, and I don't have a whole column. Okay? So I'm going to go and I'm going to use my unit. Each one of these is worth 1.8, and I have 7 of them. So I'm going to do 1.8 times 7, which equals 12.6. All right? Okay. Let's do another one. 108%. How am I going to color in 108%? Well, we said that this, I'm going to try again here, here we go. We said that this is equal to 100%. So what's 108 going to be? Well, I guess I'm going to have to get another one of these. Put it down over here. And I'm going to color 8 little blocks there. So I now have 108% colored, because this whole block is 100 and this is 8. How am I going to figure out the value? Well, I know the value of 100, and I can figure out the value of 8, and I'm going to add them together. So I'm going to do 180 plus 1.8 times 8, which this is 13.6, 13.4, sorry. I think I didn't say 8 times 64, 14.4. Helps if you have the right answer. All right, then I'm just going to add 180 to this, and I'm going to get 194.4. It's going to fall off the edge of the board. Right? So basically, once I know how to do 1, I can do any number. I just have to get the value of each piece, add it together. 210%, I'm not going to shade it, but I would have 180, which equals 100%. I'd have another 180, which equals another 100%. And then I would have 18 equals 10%. Right. So this is 210%. Add these up, I get 8, 16, 17, 378 would be my answer. Okay. So like I said, once you've got these 3 things figured out, the value of the whole block, the value of the column, the value of the unit, you can figure out any percent that you need to know.